Hey fire signs, welcome to your weekly collective reading. Normally I post these on Mondays. Today is Tuesday. I did not have time allowance yesterday, so I apologize for the delay, but we are going to get in it right now. So make sure that you're subscribed. Make sure that you have the notification bell on so you know when I do post the videos. That way you don't miss out. And like and comment. It just helps my channel if you don't mind, if you like the video. So anyways, let's get into the reading for this week, starting May 22nd. I know today's the 23rd. But let's see what your overall energy is, and then we're going to get into the Akashic Tarot, the traditional tarot, and then I'm going to pull more Oracle, okay? So let's see what we need to know overall for my fire signs this week. Ooh, we have 12th house, introspection. So this is all about going inward, and it's number 50. Let me put this deck down. So 5 is all about change, okay? Shifting. 0 is kind of like the Fool in tarot. It's like anything can happen. What is it that you want? The only way that you're going to find that is if you go within, okay? So we'll see how that all pertains to the rest of the reading. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at what's working against you, what's working for you, and then what is hidden, okay, or unseen. And then I'll clarify these cards with the traditional tarot. I love, love, love this deck, especially paired with tarot. So let's see, what is working against you? We have 8 of Forces, lightning bolt. Well, that goes perfectly with the 5. Change. What is working for you? We have 5 of Keys. Okay, wishes fulfilled. That's nice. And what is unseen? We have the Lookout in reverse. This is good. Okay, so when we see the 8 of Forces as something that is working against us, it's actually a perceived working against you, okay? Because we always think that when things don't work out, it's working against us. It's happening to us, and you're meeting it with resistance. But in actuality, this is needing to happen. What doesn't work means it's not meant for you, okay? So let's pull a couple of cards with the tarot and see what all that's referring to. Because the lightning bolt, you know, they always say lightning doesn't strike twice in the same place, but sometimes it does, right? And it can really be beautiful or it can be destructive. It reminds me of the Tower card, but with this being a minor arcana in this deck, it's not as strong as the Tower. So let's see. I'm going to pull 2 cards. We have the Queen of Swords, okay, and the Empress. It's interesting because it's like when I see these together as far as what is working against you, it's telling you like whatever is changing, we have to think with our logical mind, but we also do need to make sure that what we're doing, what we're moving towards is our passion. Okay, because the Empress is ruled by Venus. We have Taurus, we have Jupiter in Taurus. We just went into Gemini season, but we were just in Taurus season, which is ruled by Venus, right? So I was thinking a couple of days behind. But anyways, with the Empress, like I said, she's ruled by Venus. So it's like, what is it that you are passionate about? What is it that you're wanting to grow? Because it could be what you were paying attention to, what you were dealing with was not right. Like you're looking at the wrong things, maybe putting emphasis on the wrong things. And so when it doesn't work out, you feel like, oh God, you know, what's going on? But it's actually like, well, let's look at this. What is your vision? What is it that you're wanting to move towards? And if it's not working, it's not working, because whatever is meant for you is going to be something natural that comes naturally to you, whether it be relationships, career, hobbies, anything. It would be something that comes natural to you, because you think about the Empress when she's pregnant with possibilities, right? Pregnancy just happens. We naturally grow the baby, right? We don't have to consciously do that. So whenever we see the Queen of Swords with the Empress, it's like, well, let's think about this. And what is your vision of your future? Okay. This is Libra energy. So this is also about your relationships, your inner truth, right? So that's why we have the introspection here. What is your truth? How can you bring balance into your life and be in what comes naturally to you? Okay. You shouldn't have to fight it. You shouldn't have to, you're going to get a little resistance here and there because it's like, is this really what comes naturally to you? Is this really what you're passionate about? And then if you stay with it, then you're like, yeah, this is what feels right. But if you meet resistance and you're still struggling, then that's your indication that that's not what is, it's not what's going to bring you the most happiness and abundance. Okay, abundance is going to be different for everybody, right? So I want to see if anything else pops out. Because when we see eight is all about abundance. It's about personal attainment. It's also about the strength card in tarot. Okay, strength has to do with the willpower. So sometimes when we're trying to force something to happen, it's not going to work no matter how hard you try to force it. We want things to naturally happen. Okay. And when we see this Libra card, when we see the Queen of Swords, we see these different options, but one stands out from the other. Okay? One stands out from the other. She's got her emotions out of it. She's using her logical mind to envision what it is that she wants to move towards. And this is going to be something, like I said, that comes naturally to her. And it's going to be something that brings her natural abundance. So it doesn't matter if you're a man or woman watching this. It's just the energy that we're talking about, okay? Now, the energy that is working for you is the Five of Keys, wishes fulfilled. I mean, hello. That's kind of self-explanatory. That's interesting how we have 50 and 5 here, right? Change is a coming. But we've got to go and check in with ourselves. It was interesting because in the collective reading that we had for this week, it was all about your financial security. What is going to bring you this financial security and what can you move towards? What practical steps can you take towards that stability? So let's pull a couple of cards. We have the Hermit in reverse. And this came out twice in the collective reading. So, wow. So when we see the Hermit in reverse, this is about coming out of your cave and applying what you've learned from this situation. Because look at the Hermit card. They're looking that way, right? So we're looking at this energy here. So the Hermit's like, okay, I've learned and I've gained enlightenment about, okay, this isn't working. So I need to maybe take a softer approach to this. I need to really figure out what is it that feels natural to me. Okay, maybe what can I teach that is going to evolve naturally? Okay, there's so much that can be said about this. So it's using the mind, using the voice, using your intellect, but this is something that is natural. Okay, we want to balance the mind with the emotion, with compassion. Okay, so whatever here, like I said, is perceived to be working against you is actually working for you because it wants you to balance this energy. It wants you to take a step back, right? Go within and let's see how we can balance this energy and lead through the heart space, because this moving forward with this awareness is going to bring you big opportunity. Okay, and this is a divine gift. This is something that is kind of like the universe has been waiting on you to do this. They're like, God, finally, here you go. Right? And I go through the same thing too, okay? Because I have so much information that I love to share with everybody that I oftentimes will overwhelm myself. And so I have to take a step back and be like, okay, pause. I'm one person. I can only do so much right now. What is top priority to me? What is my passion? What comes naturally? What is my gift? And then you use what you have learned from this introspection, and then bam, that's where you find the sweet spot. Okay? And Just like the workshop that I just put out there. It's gonna grow and evolve as time goes on, because I want to provide this information to everybody. It's a free workshop. If you haven't seen it, it'll be linked in the comments. But I just want to provide all this information for you to evolve and to find your center. So here's what is unseen. The lookout is in reverse. So again, what isn't working is actually like you're dodging a bullet here, or you're getting out of the wrong situation. Okay. So think about like this lightning came and struck this boat, right? And now it's on fire. And this person's like, oh my God, I don't know what to do. It's sinking, it's on fire. But when it's in reverse, they're being dumped out of this boat that's on fire, and they're being rescued to a sense. That's how we have to see it in tarot. So let's pull a couple. Ooh, King of Pentacles. Oh, okay. And Two of Wands in reverse. So this, yeah, whatever you were dealing with back here wasn't working. It didn't work out the way you thought it was. But now what's going on now is going to turn out way better. Because look at this. We have King of Pentacles ruled by Venus, the Empress ruled by Venus. This is all about love and passion. Okay, so whether you're seeing this as a relationship reading, whether you're seeing this as a career reading, it's going to be different for everyone. But it's like, what brings you the most satisfaction? What can you be engulfed in that you are passionate about? What are you learning about what is not working? And what are you learning about what comes to you naturally? Okay. I hope this is making sense. If not, please feel free to ask questions in the comments, because here we have the Two of Wands in reverse. That can indicate that plans didn't work out the way you thought, but it also indicates let's leave that in the past. Okay? Let's move forward. Let's look at what wasn't working here, and you're going to see that there's opportunity in things that don't work. There's opportunity to shift. Remember, we have 50 right here. So 5 is change, and 0 is there's endless possibilities. Okay, you can do whatever it is that you want, but you've got to go within to figure out what that is. Very interesting. So let's see. And the Hermit is a very wise energy because they go within. They go into their cave to reconnect with themselves and to find their light again. Because, being out in society and everything is so distracting, but you can learn a lot from it, but only if you take that time to really spend with yourself. Okay, and then you come out and you share what you've learned. You share your light with the other people, and that's what brings you abundance. And so if you're looking at this as a relationship reading, right? Something has fallen apart, if I can speak. And so we want to think about it logically and really give yourself compassion for, going through a hard time, right? And then it's asking you like, hey, let's take time to learn from this, because the more you go within and you learn from this situation and you give yourself compassion, the more you're going to see that you have so much to offer to another person, to the right relationship. Okay. And what you're not seeing here is that you were being saved from a toxic situation that was like dragging you down, because there is somebody so much more appropriate for you. And we want to leave all that other stuff in the past. Okay. And I like the King of Pentacles too here, because it's telling you that you are in charge here. All right. Okay. So let's get into some more Oracle. And this is really nice. I like this. Wailing tree. Look at that. Reconciliation. So what this is saying is accepting what has not worked out. Accepting this change, letting yourself go through the emotions. Oh, I've got goosebumps. Letting yourself go through the emotions. Okay. Here we have 5 again, and we have 9. So 9 is the Hermit right here. Learning from this. Okay. 9 is completion, but it's also wisdom. Okay. Because it's like something's coming full circle, because we go from 9 back to 1. So whenever we see 5, it's like, okay, something has changed. And I get that it's coming to an end, but I understand now that it's happening for a reason. And doesn't that look like fire, right? And we have the lookout fire here. You're being saved, you're being moved, and you have a much bigger objective. You already have a purpose. If you're here on this life, you have a purpose, no matter what. Just you existing is a purpose, but you have a much bigger objective and so much more to life than you're seeing right now. So this is just telling you, like, okay, let's accept the fact of things that didn't work or things that don't work. Let the emotions out, let that frustration out, don't hold it in, and let's come back to center. Okay, let's go within, let's get back into alignment and start moving forward. Oops, because that's exactly what the Hermit does here. Comes back into alignment and then moves forward with this higher knowledge, with this better understanding, with this groundedness, and that brings about major opportunities. Okay, this is a really good, solid reading, and I like this, especially because I'm a fire sign too. Let's see what else. Oops, goodness gracious. And reconciliation, you can also, look at it as, okay, what part did I play in this? Not the blame and guilt game. This is like, okay, what decisions did I make that were not in alignment with me? What am I moving towards that is not in alignment with me? What am I telling myself when something doesn't work out? Am I going straight to anxiety and self-blame and criticism? Or am I showing myself compassion and coming back to center and going, okay, no, let's take a breath and let's see how we can move forward. Ooh, the Rainmaker. Look at that. I love this card. Let me grab the book because I want to read this full reading for you. Okay, I had to grab the book and my glasses. It says, the Rainmaker is the master of manifestation who can call on the elements of nature to serve the greater good. When the power to co-create is used with integrity, great beauty and benefit flow to all. See? Okay. When this power is used for personal gain only, everyone suffers. When the earth is parched, the Rainmaker calls the waters from the heavens, and all that is dormant in the fields and people's hearts spring to life again. So this is, again, asking you to really think about what comes naturally to you. How can you show compassion and be heart-led? Because when you lead with your heart, that's where you find the abundance. That's where you're in alignment, okay? And when you're doing things just from straight up ego, you're going to find these roadblocks. And it's 100% true. I've seen it happen many times. And, being somebody in the spiritual community, and especially being a fire sign, I've always had to learn how to check my ego, right? That was one of the things that I had to shift as I was getting older and wiser, hopefully, was to check the ego, because a lot of our ego stems from our past trauma, and it's meant to protect us, but it actually makes things worse, okay? So let's see. And it's number 42. 4 is all about stability, okay? Practicality, doing what you know is right. And 2 is all about balance again, and seeing two sides of the coin, making the right decisions from this place of practicality, security, that solid foundation. Excuse me. Ooh, look at that. Crystal Cave, trust. Number 9 again, you guys. Trust in what is changing. Trust in what is shifting. And we have the Crystal Cave, just like the Hermit. This reminds me so much of the Hermit, going within to find that light, to find that inner truth, to reconnect to that higher source of wisdom. Very nice. So we're getting a lot of repetition here of like, yes, this is exactly what we're supposed to be doing this week, is really checking ourselves. Okay? Going within and asking yourself, is this changing because I'm not in alignment? Am I meeting resistance? Am I showing myself compassion? Am I leading with my heart? There's so much you can ask yourself. Look at that. Maximus, how can you feed others when your own table is empty? Right? We have to give ourselves that compassion. We have to spend time with ourselves to realign. And if you're not tapping into that internal hermit energy, right? Going back into that cave to recharge, to reconnect, you're not going to have anything to give other people. And this also reminds me of like a lot of the videos that you see on social media where you have all these people teaching you and preaching to you about abundance, yet they are broke. So it's like so they're trying to teach you about abundance because they want you to pay them. You know what I'm saying? So they're ego led, and it's not working for them. When you're in alignment with your truth, you don't have to preach abundance because abundance comes naturally. This is why I coach more so on getting into alignment, tapping into your goddess or God power, and really coming to you, like being your own unique self, because when you're in that power, it just naturally comes. Let's see what else. Child, I love this one because remember how I said that this number 50 reminds me of the Fool card, right? 0 reminds me of the Fool card. That's a young energy where anything can happen. And so we see the child energy. It's number 13. So 1 is creation and initiation. 3 is like a creativity type of energy, but it's also the mind, body, soul. It's a really nice spiritual energy. Okay. So we think of the child as like our inner child. We want to tap into that energy because when we think about children, they go towards what they're curious about. They go towards what they're passionate about. They don't overthink things. They're really good with their imagination too. So when we're using our imagination, are we using it to a negative degree or are we using it for a positive like expansion? Okay, so we got to go in and check with ourselves. Check in with ourselves. Are we going through this scenario through ego or through our higher aligned self? Are we tapping in and checking in with ourselves as far as, are we giving ourselves compassion? Are we connecting with our inner child? Are we doing things that come naturally to us? And are we allowing what's not working to just fade away and be like, you know what? Okay, that wasn't meant for me. No worries. All right? So I hope this resonates with you. If it did, please like, share, subscribe, comment, whatever you feel is appropriate. This is a really nice energy. And yeah, thank you guys so much. I'll see you next week.